Have you ever felt invisible, helpless, and vulnerable? I'm sure you have because it's part of being human. But when you do feel that, what's your usual response? Here is my personal experience on how to deal with the feeling of being invisible, often accompanied with the feeling of being not enough. My eyes were welling up with tears. Where is my mom? I was thinking. My grandma was already in the audience. She spoke with me as soon as she arrived that she saw my mom leaving the house. Our house and grandma's house were next to each other, so my grandma reassured me that I had nothing to worry about. Mom would soon come over and bring me my costume of a snowflake for the Christmas school show that was about to start. But I had a knowing feeling that mom wasn't coming. You know that bad inner sensation that you feel inside, but you don't really know what it is about and where it's coming from. As other girls' moms were helping their daughters put on festive costumes, do makeup, and share some special joyful moments, I was standing there alone in the corner, trying with all my might to keep it cool, to keep it together, to pretend I was okay, independent, and not needing any help. But I did. I did need help. I was only 7. I was still wearing my school uniform and the show was about to start. But it was busy with final preparations, music, light, microphones. A classroom was temporarily converted into a showroom. All desks and chairs pushed to the back, and my teacher, with whom I never got along, occasionally looked at me with a sense resembling something between pity and compassion. She interpreted my shyness and lack of confidence for being dumb and stupid. She never said it explicitly, but that's the feeling I got being in her company. And I was always afraid of her. I couldn't open up my mind for learning. Me being shy and slow at classes only reinforced her judgment of me. And it was so unfair because it wasn't true. But you know that feeling when people throw wrong accusations at you and you know it's not true, but there is nothing you can do to change their mind, and their opinion of you impacts how you feel about yourself? It was terrible. That day, I was desperate for her to come over and tell me there was nothing to worry about. It's just a show. Standing there, pretending I had a lot on my plate when in fact I had nothing on my plate, was embarrassing. It was humiliating, mortifying, in fact. My already diminishing self-confidence was practically gone. And it wasn't that I felt abandoned. I knew one thing I never doubted was the fact that mom loved and cared for me the best she could, the best she knew how. But I couldn't understand what delayed her so much. The unknowing was killing me. I was worried something terrible might have happened. And you know, like when you don't know something, your mind immediately jumps at the worst case scenario. The state of waiting was a torture for me, like pulling teeth without anesthetic. And the worst part was that I wasn't able to do anything to change the situation. All I was left with was waiting. What do you do in those moments? I was completely consumed by worry, fear, and total embarrassment. Mom never came. The absence of my role in the show was hardly noticeable, and I felt so invisible. It was as if I put on that snowflake costume and it melted like a snowflake, rendering me invisible. Nobody noticed or cared. If I were to disappear right that moment in plain sight, no one would notice. And that's what hurt the most. That I was invisible. That I didn't matter. We all want to matter and to belong. That wasn't part of my school life. What happened was mom had to take my younger sister to the hospital because of food poisoning. That's why grandma saw my mom leave the house a little bit before she did. But they were going in different directions. That's why mom never came. I was never popular at school anyways, but that incident only fortified my outcast position among my peers. I just closed up and never spoke about it with anyone. Not that anyone asked, but the feeling of waiting on something beyond my control is the most frustrating thing. Whether I'm waiting on an important response or making a decision, something to arrive, even a stupid delivery that I ordered a while ago and is not there, that is killing me. Now, that incident when I was 7, waiting for my mom, who never showed up for a school show, developed my obsession for control. I have to be in charge, always. Sometimes it serves me, but many times, actually most of the times, it irritates the life out of my kidneys because I simply cannot control everything. In fact, with age, I realize that the more I seek to control, to be in charge, the less control I have, because we can't control anything apart from our inner world, apart from our reaction and our emotional response to the outer world. That's it. Now, when you really get it, you liberate yourself and your life. And ironically, you gain ultimate control, you gain ultimate power, and the things around you literally transform. Remember that quote? When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. That's exactly what happens. It's so simple, yet so powerful, so transformational. The fact that I felt invisible was not caused by the absence of my mom on that show, or the negative attitude from my teacher, or being ignored by my peers. It was because I didn't believe I was good enough. You see, I wasn't seen by others because I didn't see myself. I mean, really see myself and appreciate my inherent value without any costumes, without any status, recognition, grades, or anything externally. The world is really a mirror, a reflection of what you really believe about yourself. If you ever feel invisible, chances are you don't see yourself. So it's absolutely crucial, essential to acknowledge your own worth first. Begin with small affirmations that you believe in, tiny steps of kindness towards yourself that feel real, that feel genuine. Acknowledge your achievements because you have lots of achievements, no matter how small they seem. Understand that your value isn't tied to external validation. The most meaningful recognition always comes from within. Reflecting on my journey, I realized that life presents us with these moments that challenge our sense of self-worth, our visibility in the world. But they are there to push us, to test us into seeing ourselves more clearly. It's never about the external circumstances or the people around us. It's always an inside job. The world always gives you who you are. The world reflects your inner state, giving you back what you project. If you see yourself as valuable and deserving, the world tends to mirror those beliefs back to you through positive experiences, interactions, people, and opportunities. If you fail to go within, you will go without. When you change how you see yourself, the world will reflect that change. You're enough just as you are. And as you begin to see yourself, the world will too. We all matter, every single one of us, and we all deserve to be seen.